Hey, what's going on, guys? It's LuceyGoosey or Kyle, and welcome to UPL week number 8, the Universal Pokemon League. Your Chicago Bibarels are 4-3 right now, heading into a really important match against the Rocky Mountain Lycanrocs. They are 6-1 right now, so pretty tough team to deal with. They've had a really good couple games to start the season off. I believe they lost really early, and they've been on a winning streak so far. He's got a pretty good sand team, as you guys can see above me over that way. He's got Excadrill, Toxapex, Jellicent, Amoonguss, Noivern, Stoutland, Mega Garchomp, Heatran, Tyranitar, Leaveney, and Xatu. So one sand setter on his team, which is the Tyranitar, obviously. He's got a couple Sand Rush Pokemon with Stoutland and Excadrill. Some really good defensive checks like Toxapex and Amoonguss. He's got the Sticky Webs option as well as Magic Bounce with his Xatu. And yeah, just a really good bulky team with that Sand offense. He's got the Noivern there, which can put in a lot of pressure. And Mega Garchomp, not the greatest Mega in the world. As you guys can see, he does have a lot of common weaknesses such as fighting and ice. So we definitely want to try to exploit that in this game. He also has a lot of ground weakness as well, so hopefully we can do well with that. But yeah, we're going to get into my team that I'm building, or that I'm bringing this week. So the first Pokemon we're bringing is Malfoy. Malfoy hasn't really been bought too much, and we're bringing a really interesting set that I hope can win us the game. Weakness Policy. I've never run a Weakness Policy item before, but at least this season I haven't. But we are facing up against some bulky waters, and so if he scalds me or ice beams me with one of them, I should be able to take it, unless they're super offensive, like if he brings offensive Jellicent or something like that. I should still be able to take it, and then my Weakness Policy will activate. We'll go for Rock Polish, and honestly, he doesn't have a switch in after I get to +2. Amoonguss can live in Earthquake, but and Earthquake will probably do a little bit more than Ice Fang in that sense. So Amoonguss is kind of like something that could stop us, but Knockoff's going to kill the Jellicent. Earthquake is going to kill a specially defensive Toxapex. If he's physically defensive, he's going to be able to eat up one. Ice Fang will kill the Mega Garchomp. Ice Fang will kill the Noivern. Earthquake can kill the Excadrill, and the only other thing that I really think we're going to have trouble with is the Stoutland that will be able to live it. So yeah, this Gliscor could be really good if we can get it off in the game. Next Pokemon we're bringing is a Banded Infernape. That Tyranitar is just really scary. I was gonna bring Scarfed Infernape, but I decided against it because I wanted to be able to OHKO that Tyranitar even through Troupple Berry. With the Banded Mach Punch, if we can get him below 75%, we can actually kill him even if he has Troupple Berry, unless he's a defensive set. If he is defensive and he's not running Troupple, this will definitely OHKO him. But we've got some good coverage for certain Pokemon. We do kind of get walled by the Toxapex, so we are going to have to make sure that we don't ever get that in that situation, because Toxapex does wall us. We have no coverage for it. Unfortunately, we just couldn't really get that, because I did want to have close combat there as well to try to sweep in case he didn't bring any Scarfers. The next Pokemon we're bringing this week is Alicia Keys. Klefki is coming back. There we go. Klefki is coming back, bringing more of a speedy variant this week. Max HP, but we definitely want to be able to get up those spikes in the Reflect in this game. Hazard stacking against this team could be really good. Of course, we do have to watch out for Xatu, but we do have Dazzling Gleam there to be able to hit some of his threats, like the Mega Garchomp, like the Noivern, as well as a couple of other things we can hit with Dazzling Gleam. And Hidden Power Ground is there to hit that Heatran. We're running enough speed to outspeed uninvested Heatran, I believe, as well as max speed, not uninvested Toxapex, obviously. Max speed something, I believe maybe Xatu or something like that. This game was about 2 weeks ago for me, so I don't remember my team building too much. But we do have enough speed out there to outspeed a lot of different things. So the Reflect is really important. If it's late game, we need to get that Reflect up and everything like that, because his team is really physically offensive. So yeah, that's Alicia we're bringing this week. We're bringing Mega Glalie back. It's been a while since I've used Mega Glalie. Unfortunately, this week, because I've already played the battle, I can tell you guys that I completely forgot about Ice Shard. It would have OHKO'd Noivern, it would have OHKO'd Mega Garchomp. I just completely forgot that Ice Shard was the thing, so I put Explosion on it this week, kind of like a nuke. Max HP, max attack, Brave Nature, and you guys will see why I'm running Brave Nature with my next Pokemon. But Earthquake, Crunch, Frustration honestly hits his entire team. I just should have had Ice Shard as that final move instead of Explosion. I just completely forgot about it. But this is our Mega Glalie. Of course, we can scare things out, maybe bluffing that we have Ice Shard as well. Next Pokemon we are bringing is Cairo the Cofagrigus. Of course, Cairo is such a good Pokemon, really a backbone of our team with the Colbur Berry this week because he has a lot of things that can hit me with those Dark-type moves. Primarily, the Mega Garchomp is something that kind of scares me. Not too much, maybe Stoutland as well. I was thinking more along the lines of the Tyranitar, mainly because I definitely want to get a burn off on that Tyranitar. But yeah, Colbur Berry reduces special, or not special, super effective Dark-type moves. Trick Room, Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Memento. Memento is going to allow us to get into certain things to set up, either if it's our Gliscor with the Weakness Policy, or the next Pokemon we are bringing this week, because once again, we are bringing Rogue the Haxorus. Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Shadow Claw, Dragon Claw. I'm running Lumberry in case he, because I'm not running Outrage, obviously. I'm running Lumberry in case he tries to burn me, because he has a lot of things that can burn, and I don't want to get burned in this match. He has a lot of things with Will-O-Wisp, and the other thing was he has that Amoonguss, and Amoonguss can spore you, and with Lumberry we should wake up from that, get a Dragon Dance up, and be able to do a lot of damage to the Amoonguss. So this is our team this week. Hopefully it can help us win this match. We have a lot of speed on our Haxorus, by the way. It's enough speed to outspeed everything after a Dragon Dance, barring anything being Scarf, and I believe enough to outspeed max speed Mega Garchomp. So this is our team we're bringing this week. Hopefully we can win this game. And also, as you guys can see there, I have a Nerve in case he wants to run like Shuka Berry on his Heatran or something along those lines, like a certain berry. So anyways, guys, we're gonna get right into this match, so I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty, guys, we are here in the battle. We've got our team right here, and you can see what he brought: Tyranitar, Toxapex, Amoonguss, Jellicent, Xatu, and Noivern. So as you guys can see, he brought a couple things I didn't really think he was going to bring. I didn't think he was going to bring Amoonguss too much because of the threats of Mew and Infernape and stuff like that, but he brought it. Toxapex I really did expect to see, but I didn't expect him to bring both Toxapex and Jellicent. No sand, actually. Of course, he did bring a Sand Setter, but nothing that abuses the sand like Excadrill or Stoutland. And yeah, so he brought a pretty good team. I just want to say a quick disclaimer before we get in this battle. I was not ready for this match. I had built this team 10 minutes before our match, and then the week had started, and I was like, hey, when do you want to battle? And he was like, I can battle right now. And I was like, oh, okay. And so we just accepted this. So I wasn't like super well prepared for this match, but he wasn't either. Like, it was right when the week started. And yeah, a couple of my plays are probably a bit questionable, but we'll start it right here. He leads with Amoonguss, as I'm going to leave a Cofagrigus. Just kind of getting, I want to get up Trick Room, but he spores me. I know that Mega Glalie under Trick Room can just destroy this whole team, but he's going to spore me right here, and I'm just going to have to try to break through it, and we are going to break through it and go for Trick Room as he goes out in Toxapex. Now, he brought Toxic Spikes this week, and Hazards was just something that didn't cross my mind in team prep. I completely forgot Hazards even existed, I guess, because I brought zero Defoggers this week, or Rapid Spinners. Gliscor doesn't have it, and nothing else I brought can get rid of Hazard. So he actually turns out to be red card Toxapex, which is going to bring us out into our Haxorus, which is kind of annoying because I do have the Lumberry on this thing. And so I wanted to, after I saw he got Toxic Spikes up, I wanted to use this more as a late game sweeper, and I don't have to get Toxic by it. Unfortunately, though, he's going to have to roar me out right here, and my Lumberry is going to get used up. We have burned him, so we've gotten rid of any of the recovery he might be gaining. Although he was red card, of course, so we are actually putting him, you know, at somewhat decent damage. We're going to go out into Alicia right here, and another mental lapse by me. I go for spikes, and of course the play is to go into Xatu, so I get up a layer of spikes against myself, and I have zero hazard removal. So just a lot of misplays for me. I wanted to scout out what the Xatu set was, and he turns out to be dual screens. Dazzling Gleam still is doing a little bit of damage, so I figured might as well go for it. See if he has the Roost. So I'm going to go for Dazzling Gleam one more time. If he has Roost, then we can't kill him, and he is going to have Roost. But I figured might as well stall out these screens. He can't touch me back, so we're just going to stall out his screens. as he's just going to get back up to full. And I figured, well, if he's just going to keep doing this, I'll get a free switch out into Copper Rodriguez, try to set up Trick Room, because my real way to win this game is Trick Room Mega Glalie with frustration, hitting everything. Of course, he has 3 turns left of Reflect, so we have to watch out with that. We're going to go for Trick Room right here as he goes out in the Toxapex, and I'm just going to do all the damage I can to this Toxapex, and then I'm going to Memento on the next turn, and I do make a misplay right here. I am going to Memento right here, I believe. Yes. I'm Mementoing on the Toxapex, and I am going to go out into my Gliscor because I figured, well, this thing cannot hurt me at all. Of course, he can get the Scald Burn, but if I get that Weakness Policy off and I get that Rock Polish off, I can do a lot of damage to his team. However, I think I pulled the trigger way too early on my Gliscor. I am going to go out into him. Of course, I'm not affected by any of the hazards because I am a flying type. So he's going to go out into Jellicent as I go for the Rock Polish. Trick Room will end in 1 more turn. So Jellicent is going to be faster than me, and I'm not going to be able to knock out this Jellicent as he goes for Icy Wind, which, oh my goodness, if he had Ice Beam instead of Icy Wind, we would have lived the hit, barely lived it, but lived it, and we would have gotten up our Weakness Policy, and I think we would have swept the team. Honestly, we would have swept his team from here, and unfortunately he brought Icy Wind, so our Weakness Policy is going to activate, but we are only 1.5 speed, meaning if he has any Scarfers, they will outspeed me. Now, I do kind of misplay a little bit more here. He goes out in the Noivern, obviously screaming Scarfed, and I just figured I'll sack him off. I'll just sack off Malfoy. Maybe he's trying to, trick me or whatever. That's okay. I'm going to go out and Mega Glalie right here, and I realized I had no Ice Shard, and I'm like, oh, I can just bluff I have Ice Shard and go for Frustration here on the incoming Toxapex, and he is going to be fully physically defensive. Of course, we get a crit, but Earthquake is not going to be able to knock out. If he was especially defensive, it could, but as you guys are going to see, he's going to live that Earthquake, and he's just going to recover stall me because of the Toxic. So this game is just, honestly, at this point, we have very little ways to win, and Glalie is like one of our only ways to win this match right now. So I need to keep Glalie alive, and I can't let this Toxapex just destroy me the way it is. I'm gonna go out in the Haxorus right here, expecting him to just go for I don't know what I was expecting. Figured I could get a free switch into him right now, and I'm gonna make a questionable play right here. I could Dragon Dance on this turn, and it was something I definitely thought about, but I figured if he's smart, his switch in is Noivern, because if I Dragon Dance, he'll be faster because he's Scarfed, and then he can kill me. So I 100% was like, well, if I go for Dragon Dance and he goes out in the Noivern, then I'm going to have to sack off another Mon. So I figured I need to predict this Noivern coming in right now and go for Dragon Claw, and he brings in the Toxapex, which is something you would expect. But of course, we're not going to be able to touch it, but I figured, okay, Haxorus, you've done your job here. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to do much with you, but I need to kill this Toxapex at some point. So we're going to let him Ice Beam me. We actually live it pretty easily, and we're going to try to take down this thing. I'm going to go for Dragon Claw because I know it will kill, and he's going to go out into Amoonguss. I'm just so frustrated because I want to kill these things, and I can't. So we're actually going to go out into our Mega Glalie right now. I know I can hit something with Frustration and do a lot of damage, and we're going to kill the Amoonguss, which is really nice. Mega Glalie gets a kill. And yeah, he's going to go out into his Toxapex because, of course, oh no, he actually goes out into his Tyranitar. I forgot about this. He's going to go out into Tyranitar. I know I can't take any hits, so we're going to go out into Alicia and try to get up our Reflect so that we can try to win this game. He's going to go for the Dragon Dance. Doesn't matter. My Mach Punch will kill him, and I'm just going to go for the Reflect right here. He expected me to go for Spikes and brings out his Xatu. That's okay. We saw how much Dazzling Gleam was doing earlier, so I'm just going to go for it again. And he's going to go for the Reflect before he goes for the Light Screen. So we're going to get another one off. And it's going to go so close to killing. But he goes for the Roost. If he doesn't go for the Roost right there and goes for Light Screen, we actually kill him on the next turn. And get rid of the Xatu. However, I figured, you know what? He can go for something right here. I'm just going to go out into Mega Glalie and click Explosion. Because I'm sick and tired. I was getting so frustrated with this game. He's actually going to go for Roost. And we're slower because I ran the minus speed nature. And Explosion is going to be able to kill the Xatu, which is really nice. However, now we can't really kill Noivern. I send out my Alicia because of Noivern is the only thing that stops my Infernape, and he has Flamethrower. If he doesn't have Flamethrower right there, we actually would have done about 80% to Noivern and had a chance to win this game. However, his Noivern lives, so he is going to have to sack something off here, and he's going to go out in Toxapex. And unfortunately, like I said, I had nothing for a Toxapex. I went for the close combat, and we're not going to be able to pick up the kill. Like I said, if he would have went for like Hurricane or something on my Klefki, we actually had a chance to win that game. But of course he had Flamethrower, so great prep on his part, and he's going to win this game 3-0. So we're going to unfortunately lose, and that's really funny because we have gone on the same pattern of win-loss, 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 win-loss since the beginning of the season. So if it keeps it up, then we should win next week. The playoffs are looking really close right now between myself, Mandy the Turtle, Charlotte Charizards, and the Pittsburgh Reggie Steelers. I beat Charlotte Charizards, I beat Mandy the Turtle, I lost to the Reggie Steelers. However, the Reggie Steelers are 3-5, we're 4-4, Mandy's 4-4, and the Charizards are 5-3. Only one of us out of them, or only two of us can make it out of those four. And right now we're sitting out of playoffs by 2 differential points. So we face Ninetales next week, and Ninetales is, I believe, 1-7 at this point, or 2-6, 1-7 or 2-6. And yeah, we can hopefully win that match. Although his record is not the greatest, he is a really good player, so we definitely can't sleep on that. We need to definitely have great team prep, and if we can win that game, Mandy does have a tough schedule to finish out this season, so we should be put in that playoffs position if we're able to win that game. And then we have 2 more matches after that against Frozen, and then one against the Buffalo Bouffalons. So those matches, they both are kind of like in the middle of the league right now. Frozen's, I think, 2-6, and Buff is 3-5, I believe. He might be 2-6. They might both be 2-6. So we do face like lower, I guess, lower record teams, but they're not bad teams at all. They have really good teams. Also, I did want to mention that I dropped Kecleon this week, and I picked up regular Raichu as my tier 5. We don't have an electric type on the team, and so I figured I really needed that because I saw in this match that water types just really do stop us because I don't have freeze dry on Mega Glalie, of course, and we have like nothing to really hit water types. So I got Raichu. I really could have used him in this match, obviously. But yeah, anyways, hopefully you guys did all enjoy our Week 8 match against the Rocky Mountain Lycanrocs, and hopefully we can make it to the playoffs of the UPL. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys did all enjoy. I'm out for now. Peace.